Welcome, bitches. This is the With Love Nick podcast. There is nothing off limits here. Oh, get on your power panties. Success happens on the other side of conventional thinking. I say this all the time because when I was conventionally thinking, it left me burnt out and drunk. Welcome to this week's episode of the With Love Nick podcast. Hello and welcome to a solo episode of With Love Nick. I have had so many incredible conversations with my clients this morning, and it was just time to sit down and press record. One of the things that is a common navigational topic that we're working on in a few of my programs and my mastermind is self-awareness. One of the main points of emotional intelligence, one of the most important focal aspects of emotional intelligence when it comes to ascending into new levels of self-leadership, new levels of business, new level of life. It's like we have to have this awareness of self in order to take proper action and allow the things to come to fruition that we desire. So one of the conversations that I was having this morning was around cock blocking yourself in who you are calling in your business. Oftentimes, subconsciously, we will pedestal who we are quote unquote allowed to work with. So we will say, I really desire to work with her, but I don't know if I can help her because she has already achieved XYZ. I really desire to work with her because she hasn't achieved XYZ. So I feel like I can help her. And one of the responses that I kind of dove into a little bit deeper and that I wanted to kind of bring to light during this episode is we do not and cannot guarantee how or why we help someone until we do. So it's like when we are doing things in our business or our life and they're creating results for us, there is no guarantee that that is going to work for somebody else. We can implement this over and over again and see these results over and over again. And they have worked for our clients over and over again, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. We can't just be in the assumptive state of because this has worked for so many people or because this has worked for me, it's going to work for this person. I know that I can help her, right? So it's like, especially being in the online space, we see very surface level of other people's lives. So if we are just being assumptive of who we can help or who we can work with, we are limiting ourselves as to the caliber of client that we can work with or how many clients that we can work with because we are being assumptive in the sense that we know everything about that person. So for example, if you're newer in your business and you are in this season of picking your client avatar, niching, really getting honed in on your messaging to point out a specific pain point, right? This is very beginner. Maybe you're making 5, 10K months and you're looking to scale to 15, 20K, $25,000 per month. We need to step out of the beginner way of thinking and step into the marinated expert that has seen evidence, has generated as evidence in her business and her life, who can help anybody, right? I could literally walk into a room with Oprah and tell her something, and it's going to activate her in a way that she's never been activated before because she's never heard it from me. She's never heard it the way that I say it. But if I was to limit myself and say, I can't help Oprah because she's way older than me. She's experienced so much more life than me. She's a multi-gazillionaire. She's one of the most successful people in the world. How would I be able to help her? Well, because I have a line of codes that she has never experienced before. I have a journey and have experienced things that she has never experienced before that nobody else on this planet has ever experienced. So I would be very assumptive to say that I can't help a specific person because they have achieved XYZ. So the point that I'm trying to get to here is when we are assumptive and we limit ourselves to who we can work with, to the things that we can help them work through, the things that we can help them apply in their business and their life, we're limiting ourselves. Whereas if we just open up the floodgates and say, I am the one who has experienced this journey and this line of code and have compounded the experiences that I've compounded, nobody will ever experience that specific journey because we all have our own unique way of living and way of implementing things, which in turn creates the byproduct of a very unique experience that nobody else can offer anybody else. So, one of the things that I would encourage you to do is if you're feeling very limited on who you can help because maybe you are a year or 2 in your business and you feel like you just haven't gotten the traction, is letting go of the limitation of I can only help this person because I have only achieved this thing and they have only achieved this thing. It's like that's very limiting in the sense that we're allowing these external factors to determine what we can do in our business and our life. We're letting external factors determine what that person is able to experience. Like we are literally limiting what they can experience. Nope, I cannot help you. While on the other end of that, they may feel like you're the perfect person for them, but you're setting their limitations because you're putting yourself in this box of I can only do XYZ because they've only experienced XYZ, or I can't do XYZ because they've already experienced XYZ. Baby, they have never experienced the XY motherfucking Z like you have experienced the XYZ. Always remember you are the one. You always have been, you always will be. You have the journey and the experience that is for somebody else who is desiring to take that vehicle. Where you are right now was at some point a goal of yours, which means that it is a goal for somebody else. You are the vehicle for people, but being assumptive and limiting yourself to what exactly you can do with someone, it's like I personally, and I can speak for some of my mentors and some of my clients as well. It's like we get to that point in self leadership, we get to that point in the success level of our business, and we say, this is really fucking kind of crunchy to detach a tangible from my work. Who on this planet is going to want to work with me if there is not a tangible attached to what I do? And it's like, if you desire to call in the higher caliber client and remembering that the caliber of client is not determined by their income, right? This is emotional intelligence. This is how they move. This is what they envision for themselves, what action they're willing to take. That determines the higher caliber client. So if you're looking to attract the higher caliber client, they're not looking for all this information that you can Google or find on Pinterest or the thousands of other coaches in the industry that just post the mumbo jumbo information that you can find on the internet. They're looking for the unique codes that will activate them in a way that they've never been activated before. And that is your journey. Your journey is enough to activate somebody into a completely different arena of thinking than they ever have thought before. So it's like when we get to this level, and I'm right now speaking from my experience, when we get to this level of this new level of self-leadership and how we can lead our clients in the space that we can hold for everybody around us, and wealth being the main component there, right? We want to create wealth in our space and the space of others. It's like it can be really terrifying to talk about our work and our business without a tangible attached to it because we have been conditioned that, well, people are only going to pay you if you're talking to their problems and you're solving their problems for them. And I'm telling you right now, the only person's responsibility is to solve their problems is them. Mentorship is a vehicle, right? And this is essentially where coaching transforms into mentorship. When we can take it to that next level and say, I'm not promising you shit. I'm essentially here to give you the codes, co-create my codes of experience with your codes of experience and have that flourish into something incredible, something out of this world, something that most people don't get to experience in their lifetime. But what's fucking limiting is slapping a tangible on this big work that you have the privilege of doing. Slapping a tangible on, here's your end result if you work with me. Okay, and then what? Here's your end result and work with me. Okay, see you in a month. See you later in a month. It's like we get to a point in our business and our life and our our vision, where we no longer want this shit to be an end goal. This my work is my life, right? My work is my legacy. My work is like, it's so deep that sometimes when people ask me what I do for a living, it's like, should I just tell them that I sell feet pics? Because this is really complicated. The practical thinker, the conventional thinker, the conditioned thinker who doesn't allow themselves to open up to new ideas. They will never understand. I've been told so many times, even by people close to me, how do you make so much money doing nothing? And that can be terrifying. It can be really hard. We fear the rejection. We fear the scrutiny. We fear the backlash. We fear the people not wanting to invest in our work if there's not some kind of tangible, if there's not us pointing out their problems and saying, I'll hold your hand through this, and by the end of it you can expect a 20K month or a 30K month. Okay, and then what? And I'm noticing as I'm shifting my business structure, and I'm talking more about the deep work, right? My work is deep. There's no width to this work anymore. It's all depth. And I'm speaking on this in a way of like, I don't want to limit your growth to, here, we'll experience a 10K month together and then I'll send you on your way. I want to open you up to every fucking possibility that is available to you in this moment, in the future, in the next life. This isn't about a little cute end goal. My work isn't for the cute little side project gal. This work is life-changing work. And the more you limit yourself to who you can help or who you can't help, or the little tangible that they'll experience when they're in a Zoom room with you, if you're limiting your work to that, that's all it will ever be. And I know if you're listening to this, you want so much more. So much more. I feel like I blacked out during that. Oh, that felt really good. Thank you for allowing me to move my energy around. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. That was just so, I wasn't even planning on diving into an episode, but this was one of those messages where it's like when it's being when it's being channeled through me, it's like I don't care what you're doing. You could be in the middle of a pap smear, Nick. You're pressing record. Your people need to hear this. So this is so great. We are actually, what I was working on before I press record is I am pushing out the public launch of Wealth Oasis, which is a mastermind membership coming up in June. And we just did a soft launch, not really a soft launch. It was more of like a fuck yes launch behind the scenes. And I had a bunch of my current clients join that who are coming from the art of conversion, the divine pivot, a couple of my one-on-one clients. So if you are interested in more of these types of conversations, you will come into a space where it's not just me talking about this. The women who are in this space, like this is a daily uplifting, elevating space where you can just plug into my clients' downloads, my downloads, experiences in the moment. We are so just real and raw behind the scenes. And we really talk about everything that it literally takes a 2-minute voice note that could completely change the trajectory of your future. So if you're looking for a space to call home, if you're looking for a space like that, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will post the link in the description. And I hope to see you, talk to you, chat with you, riff with you, work with you, do all of the fucking things very, very soon. With love, Nick.